Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of This Week on Twbl. I'm your host, Landon Simpson, joined by Camden Allison, the beautiful man on my left. How you doing, Cam?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Okay. Lots of big things coming up this week, um, which I always love when there's more things with football to do. But going into the segments real quick that we're going to be covering today, we got league news, which will probably always be something that we kind of do to start the episode. And then we got a guest segment, which kind of introduce you a bit more to that later. And then award predictions, which will be a quick thing, just kind of going through who we think are going to win specific awards. Hot takes, maybe some colder takes, just like who we think is going to win and who the obvious, or I guess who we think is going to win and who is kind of a dark horse, whatever. And then top 18, 10 through 6, which that'll be fun. We'll be evaluating Skylar, Cooper, Connor, and then our list as well again. But yeah, let's go into league news, starting off with spring training being this Saturday. That'll be fun. Home Run Ranch. Me and Cam are going to be there. Rooks got their mighty two going, and then Cookie Monsters have I think four going. I think there's gonna be a Pastor Plastics team, which is a team from Oklahoma. They were fun to play. I know, Cam, you don't have any experience playing them, but I I have played them quite a bit through this summer. Rule changes. We're going to have a bigger net, Cam.
Super
So,
quick, super
oh,
quick,
go,
super
yeah, go
quick.
ahead.
Before we go too far, we do at least have one guest player. We will have at least three people there.
Okay. So it's not just
Not just two. Not just two.
it's not just gonna be you and Race manning the fort,
No, yeah, we'll have at least one other person there. I don't
dude.
he doesn't have
Oh
the
wait,
football
I do
experience, but
remember. I do remember you telling me that. Never mind. Oh, I take back my words. You have
yeah.
one of your friends. Okay, I mean that's good. At
Yeah.
least having three people. But I mean you already got your Gold Glove out there in in you.
Yeah, I will be there.
I was gonna say I don't think you need anybody else in the field.
Yeah, I'll probably just tell him to sit the bench
Yeah,
for me. I'll pitch and field. That'll be fine.
just one v whatever. You don't need Race. You just you're a one man field guy.
No, I need race. No race will hear this. I need you, race.
Was trying to trap
Please
you a little
don't go to
bit.
the bench.
Okay, so three man squad out of the Rooks, 4 man squad out of Cookie Monsters. We have one questionable, which is one of our rookies, Logan. He might be joining, might not be. And then the Turtles, which might be joined by I think Pork Chops Elite are going to be combining with them, which actually kind of goes into our guest segment, but we're going to be talking about that more later. Um, Bigger nets, the rule change, which would really help Cam if he was fielding this year. Really help me because I mean my throws are kind of or they're getting better. I will say I have. I mean, Cam, you can be a bit of a testament to my athletic ability at throwing at minimum. We did,
It looked pretty good. It looked pretty
yeah,
good.
yeah. Gold glove on the way. Don't count me out. Let's see. So we got the bigger net, and for double plays, foot having to be on the bag, which this isn't really a. This doesn't. These announcements don't really, I guess, kind of go for the fans. It's just kind of something that's a little bit different, not a huge difference. Which just keeping your foot on the bag on a double play. So if you do any sort of shuffle, it will be considered a base hit, or I guess it would be a dirty single, as it is being called now. But yeah, that's pretty much all I can see for the rule changes. Cade Turnage no longer being the captain of DX, which I could say was expected due to him being part time this year. So I mean, I still I think DX is gonna struggle with not having that I guess leadership for most of the season, or not most of the season, but like some of the season where he's not attending most games. Cam, you got anything on that?
No, I'm just kind of interested to see on what that team will look like without those two guys. They're two of the better guys in the league
Yeah,
being there.
I mean both considerably top five players when they're full time. Out of Jesse Palmer and Cade Turnage and BLW as well, which I don't think he's part time because of that. I think he's part time because of work, which is what I've heard. Okay, I mean that's all
That
for the
as well.
news. You got anything to add, Cam? Before we go on to the next segment, little
Just keep it rolling.
yeah, little quick news segment. So we're gonna go into the one segment that I am pretty excited for. We have the captain of Pork Chops Elite, Palmer. He will be joining us for an interview today. Palmer, you can unmute and say hi.
What's going on, everybody? Name's Palmer, captain of the newest team to Wiffle, Pork Chops Elite, or just Pork Chops, how it'll say on the jersey. But yeah, Pork Chops for short.
Fun. I always love.
We're excited.
Oh, go ahead.
New team. Heard there's some.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead. You talk.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a newer team, younger guys, all high school kids. So we're ready to fill a gap, fill a hole. We're ready to go. We're ready to be the underdogs. I like us a lot.
I like the energy. I won't lie. So Pork Chops Elite. This isn't on the questions itself, but coming up with that name, what like how'd y'all come up with that name?
So, Pork Chops. That's our it's like all of our friends. That's our group chat name. You know, everyone's got their own group chat name, and that's what ours, and that's what we wanted to go with. That's what unanimous decision came up to be.
Okay, nice. I mean, I personally love the name. Whenever Gage told it to me, and he sent me the logo and the jersey that he kind of mocked up, which I think looks sick. I'm not sure if that was if that's been shown to you yet or not, or if it was just a
Yeah.
Okay,
We got
okay.
got our jersey order in.
Okay, great. What number are you rocking?
I'm gonna go with 2, probably. We had some interesting requests. We had one guy wanted to do a pie symbol, but didn't think that was gonna work. But yeah, I'm rocking with 2. That was my first choice, but I wanted to make sure everyone was agreeing, so I went with number 2. That's what I used to playing when I played baseball. That's what I rocked for some couple seasons.
Okay, nice. Okay, just going on to the actual, I guess, the actual questions. People, I feel like probably watch this podcast for is, I guess this is the first one. How did the team come together? Pretty basic one.
Team come together. Well, most of these guys all play baseball their whole lives, including me. I played a lot too, and just knowing them and playing with them growing up, and then also going to school with them now too definitely helps. We've all been pretty close for, years now. So it's a tight bond in the locker room for sure.
Nice. Okay. What would be the team identity?
Team identity. So a lot. I'd say. I think a little more than half of us, or half of our team, plays high school baseball. So we're definitely still got that kind of younger, more athletic touch than some of the older guys. But I'm sure a lot of these guys also have that same experience. But yeah, no, a lot of high school baseball players, young guys who've played baseball a lot. So we also all got that baseball background coming into it, and ready to kind of hopefully translate.
Okay, nice. What wiffle experience do y'all all have?
So it's all kind of it's a maiden voyage season for sure. None of us really have much competitive experience. We've all played like wiffle ball like in the backyard or like at opening day for the tailgating the Rangers game. But we've all had like some experience. We've built our fair share of strike zones that may or may not held together, but we all love it. All love playing it, so we're excited to get out there.
Man, I do remember back whenever I first got into wiffle, I tried making I tried making a wiffle ball zone, and it turned out as good as what $20 and a dream could do. It fell apart after I think like a month, so it was not great. I just ended up buying like the whatever $200 one on what's it called? I don't know. I forgot what the site was called, but I just ended up buying like a $200 one, and that one's done us our duties for the time being. But yeah, Cam, you got anything to add up until now?
Nothing to add.
Nothing to add. Okay, gotcha. We're just gonna move right along then. What has been, or whoa, what has the adjustment been so far from baseball to wiffle?
It's different for sure. The much closer mound and the speeds of competitive wiffle ball. It's definitely a lot more than we're used to, just hucking around the backyard. Definitely the competitive edge for sure. Like the whole strike. When you take a strike, that's an out. That's been a huge one for us. Huge learning curve.
Yeah.
Telling all the guys to stay aggressive. Like even on like a 3-1 still or 3-0, still want them swinging. So everyone's still got the green light. So yeah, the competitive ruling's been definitely a good hard adjustment, but that's what we're here for at the end of the day. We wanted to kind of take a step to be a little bit more competitive instead of just the old backyard game. So we're all ready to compete. Everything we do, we always compete in. So ready.
I mean that strikeout looking rule will get you. That's definitely what got me my rookie year, is because I played high school baseball up until my senior year, from whenever I was small to now. And it's hard. I feel like that's the hardest mindset to break as a rookie, is getting into the box and just thinking, even if you're in a 3-0 count, you could still strike out through one pitch. And that's always the anxiety of it, is just knowing that you just got to be aggressive through everything. Let's see.
Yeah, that was one of the big things I caught when first learning the rules. Was like, all right, this is a hitter's league. This is for everyone to swing the bat and hopefully put the ball over the fence.
I mean, yeah, it benefits because of it being a hitter's league. I do like the strikeout looking rule, only because 60 mile per hour limit is kind of difficult to work around. So
yeah,
it does give the pitchers a bit more of an advantage, which I like. Let's see. Let's go into just practice. What does that look like for y'all? How much have y'all practiced? How much have y'all not practiced, etc.?
Yeah. So yeah, no. Typically we're trying to do once or twice a week. It's harder still trying to work around the high school baseball players. They're still trying to incorporate their schedule and everything. But the ones of us who don't play, we're getting out there once or twice a week and just throwing BP to each other and live ABs. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to get your game ready, and more mental reps, honestly, and just game reps that we have, we'll be better prepared for opening day, which is like May 11th, I think, something like that. But yeah, no, we're always when we do practice, we're always just getting BP in and live ABs and working it like it's a game, working it from the mound, working real counts and stuff like that, real the rules and everything.
I know my team practices every other week, but I guess, what have y'all practiced the most of? And I get, because I know as baseball players, the hitting kind of almost mechanics just come naturally, but I know,
for sure.
I guess more of the question is, how has the pitching looked so far?
Pitching, it's been good. Well, one thing we do lack is bullpen depth, so I'm still trying to make sure everyone gets reps and learns the whole just mechanics of pitching, because it took me a week or two to figure it out. But once I got it down, we got me and a couple of other guys where we definitely got go to those three guys a week, and everyone's arm's gonna be healthy. It's not like the majors where you're only pitching one game out of like 7 or 5. But we got those 3 dudes we can always turn to, so I feel confident about that. But definitely some more arms would be helpful for sure.
3 guys is around. I would say good depth overall, just from the fact that we play 3 games a week, and that's at least a starter per game, and even then, if someone's rolling, normally it's most of the time. they end up just going for every game and just playing a kind of a bullpen role. But yeah, I mean, three pitchers that can pitch strikes and have some solid stuff would, I mean, definitely helps a team out, especially in those dog days of like June when we've got a bunch of games to kind of get through and schedule starts getting a bit tight. But yeah, I mean, that's good to hear that y'all. I mean, I'm expecting y'all to be pretty competitive just hearing from the commitment. But who are y'all excited to face during the regular season?
So I've only watched a couple videos, a couple games from last year. I watched Turtles and the Cosbys. I watched that series finale. Obviously our first like practice we had was against the Flying Turtles and some of their guys. They definitely stuck out. I was like, oh, all right, skill adjustment's definitely going to be a big thing for us to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely want to face some more competitive guys so we can push ourselves a lot for sure. But yeah, no, the Turtles are out there too. You know, they got Gage, who I saw was one of the hitting stats leaders last year, and Ian, who's a solid pitcher, and along with I just like all those guys, like Matt, and then the that one guy, I forgot his name, but you know, he'll never let you forget that he does the competitive league. So I'm excited to face him too.
Connor.
Yeah, Connor. That's his name.
I know. Just off that one description, I got you right there. But yeah, I mean,
he's gonna get me, but oh well.
He's fun, but I mean the Turtles. I mean, going on their fourth, looking for their fourth consecutive championship, which is insane.
For sure.
I mean, lots of predictions say that this gets broken maybe with the Rooks close on their tail, but I mean, if y'all are, there's never been a full rookie team that has gone, I guess, I mean, since the start of the league at least, has gone, I guess, super far. So I guess, I mean, I'm rooting for y'all definitely. It sounds like y'all are committed and competitive.
At the end of the day, you know, if we don't make it to the chip in our rookie season, it's all good. You know, we're just out here to compete, and that's all we can do. You know,
it's all about growing.
We win, but if we just put up a fight and compete, that's all we're looking to do.
Yep. Great answers so far. Let's go on to let's see. We'll go any highlighted potential rookies, or y'all are all rookies, so any highlighted people that come to mind when you think of the award Rookie of the Year?
Not really. Just kind of thinking back to, you know, everyone's kind of baseball background. I'm excited to see what everyone can do at the plate. You know, just with the whole, you know, mechanics hopefully translating over naturally. Definitely be something I look forward to seeing how that plays out. Then again, you know, also, you know, I haven't been great at the plate, but you know what I like at the plate, I can make up for on the mound sometimes and throw strikes and, you know, just get those outs that we'll need to get in those long games. So that's what I'm looking to do, and excited to see what my guys can do at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, I think this might be one of the tightest Rookie of the Year races from what I've seen in a while. I mean, Cam, you've got a bit more veteranship, so I don't know if you've got anything on Rookie of the Year races being, I guess, that tight.
Yeah, none of them are, up to this point, none of them have really been too competitive. There's always just like one or two rookies who are like just good, and then everyone else is just there. But I think this will be one of the better races I've seen, at least.
Mm-hmm. I mean, because we've got 3 rookies on my side, on my team. We've got Joshua Bishops, Logan Wurzbach, and then we've got Dylan Hightower, and then we have a whole team of rookies. Last year, it was basically just 3 people that were kind of neck and neck. It was Ross Norman and Henry Thomason and Lana Davidson. And I feel like all 3 of those in a completely different season probably could have won Rookie of the Year if they weren't matched up against each other. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun Rookie of the Year race, and that's something I'm really excited to track as the season goes on. But what should we expect week 1 from the Pork Chops Elite?
Week 1, that'll be a learning curve for sure. Like I said, we're still trying to work around the high school baseball schedule, and because some of them haven't been able to come out to practices really. But you know, I'm just trying to progress as the season goes on, get better as the season goes on. So maybe for future years we can be ready to compete and maybe make a run in playoffs, win a game or two would be sweet for sure. But no, week one we're just gonna go out there, have fun, and compete. At the end of the day, it's all we, like I said before, it's all we want to do. But also, a win would be pretty sweet week one. But we'll see how everything turns out. I'm excited to get some game reps in this weekend and see how we can compare and compete to some of the other guys that are already in the league.
Okay, that's also what I'm also looking forward to in terms of this weekend, especially just highlighted is seeing all the rookie talent, especially out of Pork Chops Elite, combined with Turtles, which not sure how scary or how, because I mean Gage being in the midst of that lineup, and then Connor most likely starting, but I'm expecting you guys to get some starts. I don't know how playing time's gonna be affected in terms of that, but I'm excited to see that team, especially in spring training. But yeah, I mean, before we go into the last question, you got anything that you want to add on, or at least first question, last question for me?
Just always, I've always, grown up watching the competitive football on YouTube, MLW and those other guys, for sure. But yeah, no, getting to experience it firsthand is gonna be sweet for sure. And I think that's something that we've all kind of look forward to, is competing on a more competitive stage. So I think that's definitely a big thing we're all ready to compete for and have some fun.
Gotcha. Okay, going into the last question, at least from me. I don't know if Cam's got anything after this, but what should we expect from your team this season?
No, I'm ready. I'm ready to be that sneaky team. Honestly, I'm ready to maybe go out there and be like, oh, it's a team full of rookies. This is gonna be a snooze fest. Hey, we can rest this guy or this guy for this day, and I'm ready to come from behind. We're gonna try to be explosive as we can, and hopefully get some upsets this year. That'll be sweet. That's what I'm gunning for sure.
I like it. I'm sorry, before we get on to, I do want to, one question that came to my mind is the bat. What bat are y'all using?
So I recently ordered one of those water bats.
Oh, okay.
I've kind of came to like one of those. Kind of just learning if get that more of a natural feel. And then also we have a couple of like these old like sweet spot bats. I don't know if you can buy them anymore. One of our players, his name's Kyle. His older brother Billy Rose. I don't know if y'all know him. He played in Twfl a good while ago. But yeah, he's trying to teach him. So hopefully we can get another arm on the round. But yeah, no, we got some of those bats. And then honestly, I have like just the old generic wiffle ball bat, yellow one with like some tape with some lizard skin and some duct tape on the barrel. Obviously, that's a little bit smaller, so I'm at a disadvantage. But that's kind of what I've got to learn with and get comfortable with. So we'll see how it plays out come opening day.
Okay, gotcha. Cam, you got any questions to add?
No, I'm just excited to see a new team in the league.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. Anyways, thank you, Palmer, for your time. It's been a pleasure. Excited to see you in spring training, especially excited to see y'all in this upcoming season. And yeah, I mean, you got any last words?
No, not really. Thank y'all. I'm ready to show what we can do, and let's go make a run, get some W's this year.
Okay, thank you, Palmer. And yeah, you have a good night. Okay, thank you, Palmer, for joining us for this episode. It was a great interview. I loved the answers he had. I don't know. That made me a bit fired up for that new team, especially with all the. I guess I saw like just like fire, like wanting to win. I don't think they're gonna come into this like. I guess expecting to lose. I think they're coming into this expecting to get some wins and expecting to be a good team. I mean, you got anything?
Yeah, no, I think they'll come in and make it competitive.
Mm-hmm. Okay, gotcha. So, going into our next kind of section, we're going into predictions. So we're going to be doing award predictions for each award. Person, the obvious answer, or whatever answer you 100% think is going to win, and then just a dark horse answer, someone that you think is less likely but definitely in the running for it. But yeah, I mean, do you want to start us off, or do you want me to lead us off?
You're soft, man.
Okay, gotcha. So starting off, we got the Gold Glove, which right now I would say my non-dark horse answer would be Nolan Chazek. I think he's going to be a big glove to kind of look at and observe, and it's gonna be, and especially with this new stat, the dirty single. I think a lot of defensive performances are going to get exposed, and I think Nolan Chasik is going to be a big person to capitalize on it. And I think my dark horse would be a rookie on my team. I think Joshua Bishops has a running for it. I've seen his glove outside of, or his hands outside of everything, and outside of, I mean, even just in the MLW tournament, he was a reliable person. I mean, anytime it was up in the air, I felt like he was going to grab it. So I'm excited to see where this award comes out to.
Yeah, I guess for me, my Gold Glove will go to, or the one who I think it is, will go to my guy Gage West. I feel like he's always got a reliable glove over there. He makes a lot of plays. And then Dark Horse, but not Dark Horse. I don't know if we're counting him as a Dark Horse, but I just think people think of the Turtles so much. But I'm gonna go my guy Racer Adkey. Like his throws are usually pretty good. I feel like he's usually pretty money.
Especially with this bigger net. It's me a lot, I guess, easier of a throw.
Yeah.
So both of us going teammates as our dark horse, which is great. Okay, next up would be comeback player of the year. I'll let you lead this one off.
Comeback player of the year. Let me think. So as comeback player of the year, are we going from? I guess there's most improved now. So we're gonna go Paul Marshall. Paul Marshall was I. There is a time when Paul Marshall was the best player in the league. He wasn't bad last year. I'm not gonna say he was bad, but I think he's gonna be a little more back to normal this year. And then for my second one, actually flip those. That's my
Okay.
dark horse. My comeback player of the year, I think we're gonna go the guy who was coming off an ACL tear. My buddy, my teammate, and my pitcher, Nate Stewart.
Gotcha. Okay, I have basically the same answer, but minus the dark horse. But I have Tate Stewart as well as my comeback player, coming off of an ACL tear, and I think his offensive numbers are going to jump. And I even said this in the top 18 when his name was coming up constantly. I think he's going to have a phenomenal year, and I think he's going to be a scary guy to kind of come up against as a hitter or a pitcher coming up this upcoming season. Dark horse, that's tough. Or not? Yeah, I see, because like whenever I think of comeback, I almost want to say like it's basically the same thing as most improved, but it's not. I almost want to say Tristan Metters, just with the pitching and the hitting numbers were great, but he was obviously high on my top 18 for a reason. And I think he's gonna definitely, especially with a deeper bullpen and a deeper pitching rotation, I feel like he's gonna kind of thrive on that and be able to be a better pitcher and get those numbers down or up, depending on the stat. But I think he's gonna be great. And then going into most improved, I have my guy Landon Davidson as my dark horse. Hitting is the main stat I want to, and pitching. I think if he posts anything in the stats in my head, if he posts anything near what I'm thinking, then he should be a unanimous most improved, and I don't think it should be close. But my dark horse, another tough one. Or not dark horse. My obvious. I feel like there's not an obvious with these types of awards. I feel like there's a lot of great answers, but I feel like Paul Marshall comes to mind with just, I mean, like you said, was one of the best hitters in the league, and I think he's definitely going to be a pivotal point in that Blue Ballers lineup that he's going to have to step up on that pedestal, and I think he's going to deliver, and I think he could be that guy to win Most Improved Player.
I think for mine, I'm gonna go with my guy Nolan Chazik. I think we've already seen some good improvement. I think from what I've seen at PR2s in the last couple of weeks, that dude looks like he looks good. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
And then my dark horse, I'm probably gonna go with you. I think you're gonna break out this season. I've seen you at practices. It looks pretty good.
Okay, I'll take it. Silver Slugger. I'll let you. We're kind of going back and forth here with who leads off. So we'll go. Who's your Silver Slugger?
Gage West. Because Gage West.
Yep.
Who I'm gonna go with for my dark horse is I'm gonna go. Let me race Radke again. I've already mentioned him once. I think we see a big race Radke year at the plate.
I mean, I could definitely see that. And then, I mean, great batter, great pitcher. I mean, obviously pitching doesn't go Silver Slugger, but yeah. But for my Silver Slugger, obviously, the obvious answer would be Gage West. My dark horse would I actually think on the other end of the Turtles, I need to put him on the list somewhere just with what I've seen over PR2s. It's got to be Nolan Chazik. That's going to be my dark horse. Just with the bat and how much it's, at least from what I've watched in the past, how much it's improved. He could be in the runnings for a Silver Slugger, and I mean, I wouldn't be surprised seeing his name, especially if it is neck and neck with Gage. But that lineup is just scary with those two.
No, I mean, yeah, that lineup's insane.
It's gross. Cy Young, this is a fun one. We're getting into the last two fun awards. So, did I lead off, or was it you? I think it was me. No, yeah, I just explained it. So yeah, it's me. So gotcha. Cy Young. I'm gonna go Cade Zastapil. I'm gonna butcher his last name all year. It's gonna be bad. Sorry, kid. But yeah, I mean I almost think he earned it last year. I don't know how bad or good that take is, but I mean I didn't have a solid look at his innings, but man, that just top 5 in almost every pitching stat. It just, I mean, I haven't quite compared him against Jack Hoving, but I think he's gonna have a heck of a year, especially with a deeper pen or a deeper whatever. Man, we might see the first ever, I guess, actual bullpen out of Cosby. I mean, they have 4 guys that can pitch pretty well. So I mean, you might see a different arm every game or just something like that. But I think Cade's pretty big in the running for it, and I think that's gonna be I feel like that's my obvious pick. My dark horse I have to lean towards I think this is gonna be full bias and I'm gonna feel gross for it, but I have to go my guy Landon Davidson. His numbers last year were insane, and I think with a better defense behind him, no offense to Whiffin and Easy, but I think with a better defense behind him, I think he's gonna be stellar on the mound. It's gonna be fun to watch him progress through the year, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think my Cy Young, I'm going a healthy Tate Stewart. The guy's an animal. Love to see that guy pitch. Gross. Yeah. Dark horse, give me my guy Race Radke.
Two rooks. I guess I guess I take away my bias statement because but yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, because they're solid picks. Race is definitely a solid pitcher, and I fully think Tate Stewart can do it with a healthy body, with a new aged body, new aged leg. But yeah, I mean, I could agree to that to an extent. Let's see.
And I guess we get to the final one, right? MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's been long overdue. It feels like Ian O'Hare's year. It was his year last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he probably should have won it 2 years in a row. I think he's gotten snubbed multiple times. I think it's time to finally give respects to Ian O'Hare. And then for Dark Horse, I'm gonna go ahead and continue my trend. Be Race Radke.
Race Radke getting what, 3? Did you say 3 awards? It was Gold Glove, Silver.
At least.
I think it was 3 or 4. I mean, Ian O'Hare, I fully agree with. I think, man, it's just really hard not to give Gage that MVP last year, just with how dominant the offense was. But I guess if you were saying overall with, I guess, value, I mean, Ian probably should have won last year, just due to his pitching dominance and him being really solid hitting wise. But I mean, it's really that's a tough oh my goodness, that's a tough ballot to have. It almost reminds me of like for MLB, I guess, comparison, Aaron Judge and Cal Riley, where it was just kind of like who's more valuable, and kind of just the better bat kind of won that end, because while Cal Riley was a good catcher and he was hitting the way he was, Aaron Judge just mashed. So I guess that's kind of like the best comparison you can give it. But yeah, I mean, that wraps up our early predictions. Obviously, I mean, you can see a bit of bias within the predictions, but you can also, I mean, the bias also isn't there with the actual, I guess, who we actually think is going to win it and who is, I guess, favored to win it. But yeah, I mean, that goes into the main point of, unless the main point was the guest thing, the main point is diving deeper on the top 18, which I've been having fun with these so far. I personally, and it's I mean, it's getting down there. We're now at 10 through 6, which, looking at these lists on just in front of me, there's some questions, but there's also not a lot. But yeah, I mean, let's get into it. I normally do Skylers, so I'll do Coopers and I'll do Skylers, and then you can do Connors. Sound good?
Good.
Gotcha. Going into Cooper's number 10, we've got none other than the Vibes legend himself, K Turnage. Batting a .430, 43 hits, 14 homers, 39 RBIs. I would agree. I would like to agree. On my point of view of it, not this season, in my opinion, just with him being part-time, maybe a bit higher. I mean, I ranked him a bit higher. That's just my personal opinion. Great overall player. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the average is insane. The homers are insane. The power is insane. Pitching's kind of middle of the pack. 5 ERA with 2.40 WHIP, 48 Ks. Overall, great player though. I do look forward to seeing how much he plays this season and how he plays this season. But yeah, I mean, that's all I pretty much got.
Yeah, I mean, I have him around this spot too. I think I have him maybe at 9, but I completely agree. When Cade does play, he's a top 10 player in the league, and I think that's hard to argue. Yeah,
I mean, he's when he plays consistently, definitely. Going into number 9 for Cooper, we've got Paul Marshall himself. I mean, the offensive numbers were down this year compared to, I guess, the top players in the league. Or, just compared to the other people in the top 10, whatever, down. I mean, a 416 batting average, 32 hits, 13 home runs, 24 RBIs. Doesn't pitch, but he had a 12 ERA with 8 strikeouts. Outing versus Cosby, the Rooks, and the Vibes. Gave up 10 against the Rooks, but the other outings weren't too terrible. 3 earned runs versus Cosby, 2 versus the Vibes. The Turtle Killer himself. I think I can agree if we're going off of what we expect. I think we can agree with him being at number 9. Even then, I guess if we were going off what we expect, I would put him in the top 5. But I guess as a player now, sure, top 9 sounds fine to me.
I don't call him a top 10 player in the league. He was for sure. I think if we're going based off of last season, we can't give him the top 10 nod. Because we've had guys like Matt Lee, Skyler, and Tristan who were all better than him last year in those like 11 to like 15 spots. Cade Zasapil, a guy we'll see later. I just don't think we can give him top 10 this year. Because I do think he has a chance of going back to his MVP, like his Silver Slugger form, but he's got to prove it to me. I think, again, I love Paul. Phenomenal guy, phenomenal football player. I just don't. Unless they've seen something in fast pitch that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
But based off of last year's stats, I can't give him top 10. I think he will always have the potential to be a top 10 guy.
Mm-hmm.
That was not who he was. He had a very, very slow start to the year that prevented that from happening.
Yeah. I totally agree. I'm fine with him being in the top 10 just for the fact of potential wise. I just think last year's stats did not reflect it. But going on to another blue baller, back-to-back blue ballers, but this one's a bit more surprising to me in my opinion. Cooper going Jack Hoving at number 8. Has to be due to the hitting. Cy Young this year, 1.43 ERA, 8 wins, 65 strikeouts, and 19 walks. Which, granted, I did make that take earlier, saying that Cade Zasapil maybe did deserve it more, but the pitching's just insane. A 1.43 ERA in medium pitch. He is limited to a 60 mile per hour pitch and a 1.43, which is insane in my opinion. And he had valid innings for it. He pitched 45 innings last year, and just that's including regular season, or that's including playoffs. Sorry, but yeah, overall, fantastic pitcher, fantastic player. Offense was a bit, I guess, down. A 389 batting average, 28 hits, 8 home runs, 23 RBIs. But it's definitely not his best year. His best year obviously being, I think, from what I'm looking at, 2022 with a 570 batting average. So we've seen the peak of what he can do. But can we see that again? Maybe. I wouldn't count it out. The last 3 years, he's 380 batting average in 2023, 298 in 2024, and then a 389 this year. So an improvement from last year. But I'm very surprised to see him this high in the list. I would expect him at least, especially winning a Cy Young, at least in top 5.
This is actually where I about had Jack Hoving. The pitching stats are impressive, but I think once we get into the top 8, you have to, like there's just you kind of need to do both unless your name is Gage West and you hit as well as you did. So I think Jack is for sure top 10. I will never argue that. That's not an argument here. I do think he is. I kind of like him at that 8-7 range.
Okay. I mean, it's just my opinion that I just disagree. I think Jack Hoving, I think the offensive numbers are like I said, the offensive numbers aren't great, but I feel like it's for me it's a Gage West situation where it's like he doesn't pitch, but the hitting was so good that it upped his value a ton, which I think that's the same thing that I'm kind of going into with Hoving, where it's like his hitting is probably around league average, but the pitching was just out of this world. And I mean, if you got anything to add on to this, I'm gonna go into my favorite player right now at this next one.
Let's keep rolling.
Number 7, Cade Zastapil. Even though I screw up his last name, I've kind of grown to love just overall how Cade plays. I mean, I look at his stats and it's just like it's definitely scrumptious. That's a weird word to say.
Yeah,
okay.
No, he was very good last year. I think I looked over him a little bit on my list. I think 7's a pretty good spot for him.
I mean, I hated where I put him on my list because I guess I just didn't go as deep as I thought I did. Third in ERA, first in wins, second in strikeouts, 9th in walks, which isn't a great stat, but hey, it's there. But I mean, it's just super. That pitching is just great, and I agree with Cade being above Hoving here. With just he has the pitching and he has the hitting. Hitting, he's at least top 20 in every stat. Batting average is a 446, 12th in Twbl. Hits, he's a 37, 14th in Twbl, tied for 14th. Home runs are a bit low, but that comes with being a contact type of guy. And then 23 runs batted in, 15th in Twbl, which even then 5 home runs was 20th in Twbl. So maybe that is a bit higher than I thought it was. But I mean, I would like to, I guess, address a sincere apology. I didn't know. I was unfamiliar with your game, Cade Zastapil, putting you above the top 10, putting you above the top 5. I sincerely regret that, in my opinion. Maybe it's too much glaze, but that's just on me. You got anything?
No, yeah, it's kind of the same thing. I should have put him higher. I think you nailed it. So
I nailed it.
I don't have much to say on this statement.
Sounds good. Okay. Last pick of this episode for Cooper is none other than your guy, Race Radke. Love this place. Just outside the top 5. I think he's an overall solid player. I mean, he's one of the few lefties in the league. Hits very solid. Top 8 in Twbl and in batting average with a 5.10. Top 5 in 5th place and hits 49. 11 home runs, tied for 6th. 36 runs batted in, tied for 6th. ERA was a bit higher, but still top 10. 4.35. 9 wins on the year. I mean, being with the Rooks, it's kind of hard, or especially with how good this season they had. It's kind of hard to not rack up in wins. I mean, 68 strikeouts, 23 walks overall. I would say overall solid player. I mean, he's pretty balanced. One of the more, I would say, one of the more balanced players in the league, where he's not specifically a pitcher. He's not specifically strong as a hitter. He's just kind of good at both.
Yeah, I actually put Race at 6 as well. He's just one of those guys who you trust to do everything. Guy can hit, guy can field, guy can pitch. I think 6 is beautiful simply for the fact of just there's never a time where you're like, Race has to make this play, like I'm scared. Race has to get a hit in this situation, I'm scared. Or Race has to go close this game out, like I'm terrified. It's like no, like he can get the job done at any given time at any given moment he wants.
Serviceable. And just like his nickname, serviceable. In a different way, though. Okay. What?
Guess we go ahead and get into Connor's list, where he starts us off. Number 10 with Paul Marshall. Kind of already discussed my opinions on that. I just don't think he's a top 10 guy.
At least from last year's stats. Could be just in potential wise.
Yeah, we probably already, names we've already seen. We probably won't go too in depth about. Number 9 is actually me, Camden Allison. I appreciate it. I don't know if I'm a top 10 guy. I would say top 15, but I don't know if I'd give myself top 10, but I appreciate it.
I mean, I just want to go in a bit on you a little bit. I mean, it's I feel like that's a good spot. I mean, just for the hitting wise, I mean, you had a 481 average, 11th in Twbl. I mean, you were second in hits with 62. 10 home runs, top 10, being tied at 8th. 39 RBIs. I mean, it's I guess whenever you do look at the stats, you kind of also think of the amount of ABs you got for the fact of it being basically a 2 to 3 man lineup for most weeks. But I mean, the only really, I guess, downside I see is, I guess, just the ERA. I mean, even then, the ERA is not terrible. So, I mean, I kind of I side with Connor here. I do agree. 9 is a pretty good spot.
Yes, I appreciate that then. Kind of rolling into number 8, Cade Zastapil. I think you hit the nail on the coffin. I think I disrespected him a little too much with my list. I for some reason, I just didn't think of him as a top 7 guy, top 8 guy, and I just didn't do my research. So I guess that's on me. But going back into it now I've gotten called out on my lack of research, and almost think he should be 7. I think he's a top 7 guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
just kind of transition. Unless you have any opinions on him at 8.
I mean, I kind of went off on him earlier. I mean, I do think Cade's a top 5 player. I mean, if I were to change my list, that's one thing I would change. Is just I think Cade's a top 5 player in the league just with the stats overall. So
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't a terrible spot, but it's not the peak, I guess. Like oh my goodness, what is it? The Steve Harvey, that show. I forgot what it's called. Oh my god. Yeah. That's kind of what I think of it as, is like each number has points, and it's like, I don't know. I kind of went off on a whole other tangent, but I kind of I just think
A little confused with that one.
I think I don't know where I was going with that. I had a whole thing in my head connecting this to Family Feud, but now it's just gone after I forgot the show name. So carry on.
All right, number 7. Put Connor Redder at the number 7. I guess I assume we're going based off of potential and where Connor can be, and which I kind of did that for my list as well. So in that case, I'm cool with Connor at 7.
I would like to say I mean, not to step on any toes as I normally say through every podcast, but I don't think, as of right now, as of what I've seen, unless we are going off of the insane season he had what was it, last year? What was it? Trying to look
Years
at it.
ago.
2024, where he put up a 0.68 ERA. So unless we're looking at that Connor Rederath, if we're going based off of just, I guess, what he's put up consistently rather than that one 2024. I mean, 2022 he did 3.8, 2.4 in 23, and then kind of brought down back to earth in 25 with a 380. Had a perfect game last year. One of the two perfect games. An immaculate perfect game where it was all strikeouts. So, I mean, Gage West probably could have sat in the infield and not done anything versus Whiffen ain't easy, and they still would have produced as well as they did. But I personally, even with that 2024 year, I personally can't put Connor anything below 10. In my opinion. But I mean, he could prove me wrong. He could put up a whole another he could put up another 0.68 ERA year again and just slap me in my face. But like, I think he can't go below. I think he can't go below 10. I think there's a lot of play. I think Cade Zastapil has to go in front of Connor. I think maybe there's a little bit of bias, and I love Connor, but I think there's players better than him. And I think 7's a decent spot, but I think 10 was probably where it's probably that sweet spot for me.
So he then, to wrap out, finish up his list, he goes Jesse Palmer at 6. To assume he's taking in account next year and his just schedule not being known yet. As when Jesse is at every game, he's top 3. I don't think there's any denying that. Top 5 the worst. But I'm assuming Connor is taking into consideration the fact that Jesse might. We just don't know his schedule for next year, so we don't know how many games he'll be in.
We've heard he's part-time. That's all we've kind of heard. So, I mean, I would agree with the spot just for the fact of him being part-time. That's what I did with Cade Turnage. I put him pretty high. I mean, because his skills overall there, but the part-time factor is kind of what hits kind of hard. But yeah, I mean, that wraps up Connor's list unless you got anything to add.
Nothing to add there.
Bet. Gotcha. So we are going into Skylar's list, which, just looking at it, I overall agree with his, which, so hopefully gonna not use my vocal cords a lot on this one. Number 10, Cade Turnage. Same as Cooper's. I put him higher just because of the part-time thing. I think he is a solid player, and I think even with him being part-time, it's a solid place, but I don't know. That's all I kind of really got. The pitching and hitting is overall solid. Him being part-time hits his value a lot, in my opinion. But yeah.
I've said earlier, I think Cade at 10's. Cade at 10.
Skylar's got none other than the wonderful Camden Allison at number 9, which, I mean, same. It seems like Skylar's pretty on par with everybody's list a little bit, but I think Cam at 9 is a good spot. I think he's gonna. I think you have potential, especially with a better. No offense to ball busters, but even I'm just saying in terms of having a full roster, I think being with the Rooks is gonna change your value dramatically. So I think you might be higher than top 9 going into 2027.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just kind of see what happens. I'm still putting myself at around 15, but I do always appreciate the top 10 votes. I will not complain about that.
You always gotta love the humble guy, don't you? Always gotta play that role. And then we got at number
being honest.
at number 8, we got another Rook, Race Radke. This is probably a pick I kind of don't agree with. I mean, he said in the podcast, he said that he put him there due to him being overshadowed. But with him being overshadowed, I feel like that spot's kind of a disservice. I think Race should be higher, in my opinion, or lower. Sorry, I meant lower. But
No,
yeah.
I think I kind of have Race as a top 6 guy as well. But I can understand 8. 8's not like the craziest ranking of all time. I just, yeah, I'd seen the podcast yet, but I don't think overshadowed is a great word for that. Just because, like, Ian's technically the Turtles number 2, but you don't rank Ian at 6 because Gage West is there. Like,
Yeah.
it's you gotta, if KD and Steph Curry are on your team, it's not KD doesn't matter because Steph's there, or Steph doesn't matter because KD's there.
Yeah.
But eight's not a terrible spot. It would put him around.
Yeah. And then number 7, Cade Zasapil. I still stand pretty tall on my rock of Cade being a way better player than people are putting him on his list for, especially me. I don't know how that slipped up. I feel like every time Cade's name has come up, we just apologize for just our disservice to him. But I think Cade deserves higher, and I think he's gonna prove it to us this season.
Yeah, my thing on Cade is actually just going to be a formal apology, so we don't have to keep apologizing episode. Cade, we messed up. We're really sorry. Hopefully you forgive us and still watch the podcast from time to time.
And then going into his last spot, number 6 is your teammate. Another 3 rooks within the top 10. We got Jackson Richardson. Yeah, I agree with this spot personally. Just the offense is great. He doesn't pitch. This is probably the one guy that I'm not gonna add too much to, because I mean it's just pretty clear. I mean, a 537 batting average, 44 hits, 9 homers, and 24 runs batted in. I think he's an overall solid player. I think he's going to continue being an overall solid player. He went down in home runs this year. Normally, I mean, having 10 plus, especially the last two years that he had played in 2023 and 2024, having 10 home runs in 2023, and then 15 in 2024. But I think this is a good spot for him, in my opinion. If we're going based off last year, and even maybe just like predictions for this year.
Yeah, Jackson to me is a guy. Just simply the guy hits the crap out the ball. Like, we all know that.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's certain guys in the league who kind of have like a fear factor towards them. Jackson is just one of those guys as a pitcher you do not want to pitch to.
Mm-mm.
No matter, I think for simply that reason, like I think Jackson's a top 5. That's just my stance as A, he is a top hitter in the league, but B, simply just he's earned the fact because he's such a good hitter. He's earned having that fear factor to him.
Yeah, I mean, I fully agree. Yeah, that wraps up all the lists. I think, I mean, just to kind of capitalize, not all the lists, but that wraps up all the ones not here list. I think Jackson's at a good spot. I think all these lists are kind of, I can think they're solid. If I were to pick a favorite right now in terms of just the list that we've seen, I think I would have to pick Skylar's list, just based on him being, I guess, the most accurate as of right now. But yeah, I mean, anything to add on before we get into our list?
Let's just keep it rolling.
Gotcha. So we are going to go into our top 10 to 6, which editing the last one, I did not like the back and forth, so we're not gonna do that ever again. Don't ever suggest that. I'm kidding. I'm sorry, but it was interesting. But yeah, I mean it was a good idea. But we're gonna do our list straight from down. Being that I've been talking and yapping so much, let's let you have your podium. Let's do your list first.
Ready, so I'm gonna start by saying this right now. Mine is based off of what I think's going to happen, but I made this list before I knew Cade was part-time. Just to be known. Basically, number 10 is my teammate, the guy I think has a very good shot at winning Cy Young. We're going to start this off with my boy Tate Stewart. I think Tate has a bounce back year from coming off of an ACL injury. I'm not going to say too much. I think Tate Stewart is going to be in contention for Cy Young. At 10. Going into number 9, Cade Turnage. Well, like I said earlier, this was before I knew he was part-time. I think even if he shows up to 75% of the games, Cade has a good shot at still being top 10. So 9's still a spot for him either way. Going into number 8, I will say this. I do not think we will ever see a sub-1 ERA in wiffle ball again if it happens to whoever. But I do think we will see an improvement in Connor's pitching this year, and I think the bat is getting a little bit better. So I will put Connor Rederath at my number 8. Now, number 7 is the last year's Cy Young, Jack Hoving. Seeing a sub-2 ERA is even impressive. And now he will not have, I don't know if he might be pitching a lot more without the likes of Will Raines, which could potentially mean to an ERA going a little bit up. But I do think he will hit just as good, if not even a little bit better. So I like Jack right outside the top. Then going into number 6 is my teammate, my serviceable number 2, the guy who just does it all pretty well. Is it my guy, Racer Radke? That is my 10 through 6.
Okay, nice. Just reacting to your list overall. I do like it. I do like the list. And like you said, it was before you knew Cade was part-time. I mean, Race was your 6, I think you said, which is good.
Yes.
I did have him a bit higher, but I mean, overall, just a solid list. There's really nothing to add, in my opinion. It's just a fun list to have. And then let's go into mine, I guess. Why not? Number 10 is Connor Rederath. Like I said earlier, I don't think he can be below 10 just because I think the guys above him are just way too good. But I do think if he can repeat, I mean, like I said, he can just slap me in my face and just put up another sub-1 ERA and we can call it a day, and I could be like, okay, you're a top 5 player in the league then. But as of right now, he's been pretty consistently at 3, which is still a great ERA. Hitting, I think, is going to improve. I think maybe at the end of the year, I might be like, oh, okay, he deserves 8, he deserves 7, he does something like that. But right now, Connor Rederath is number 10. At number 9, I have Paul Marshall. I really don't really have a lot to say on this. I went off potential, and I went off of what I think they're going to do next year. And I do think Paul Marshall is going to have a huge bounce back year. As I said, I think he's going to be most improved, and I think it'll be a fun season to watch from his end. Number 8, none other than I have 2 of your teammates coming up, kinda, but we got Race Radke at number 8. Serviceable, solid, consistent, all that stuff. Great overall player, fun to watch. Lefty adds him being a lefty adds value. Just gonna be fun to watch next year, and I am actually it's gonna be fun to watch, not to face. I won't lie, but yeah. Number 7 will be You know it's gonna be a bad pick whenever you gotta explain it beforehand, or not a bad pick, but you know it's got a reach pick, whatever. I went off potential and I went off of what I think they're gonna do next year, and I have Tristan Metters at number 7. So I think I went heavy on potential, and I think he's overall going to be a solid player. I mean, even last year he wasn't too terrible. He had a 535 batting average, 7th in Twbl. He's tied for 12th in hits with 38. Tied for 8th in home runs with 10, and 11th with 26 RBIs. Pitching was gross, but my another thing just on it is with the addition of Skylar Burt, I think the pitching or the hitting stats are going to be really highlighted, and pitching stats are going to be kind of pushed a little bit out of the way, but also it's still going to be there. I feel like with less volume, he's going to produce a bit more. And then at number 6, I have another one of your teammates, Jackson Richardson, which this was where I said that I agreed with Skylar's list, because I had him just out of the top 5 because the people in front of him I think have overall better stats and better potential. And who know? I mean, do you know anything about availability over the summer due to BLW?
He hasn't said he's not gonna make any.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm excited to see what Jackson Richardson can do. The newly acquired BLW player for the Saguaros, Arizona,
Those teams.
I think so. But yeah, I'm excited to see what he can do in Twbl and BLW. But overall, right now, he is pretty set in stone and bricked around 6. Whew, that's a lot of lists. But I mean, that wraps up the good bit of everything right there. Okay, we are finally in the home stretch, where after this next episode, once Skylar's puts his out, which we haven't recorded it yet, but the top 5 will be underway, which that'll be fun to watch. I feel like a lot of these are going to be fairly similar to each other, but yeah, I'm excited for top 5. I'm excited for this list to be done with, so we can start focusing a bit more on the future and the season up ahead. But yeah, I mean, do you have anything to add before I close it out?
Just ready to get the season going. Excited for next week. It'll feel like the first sniff of the actual season.
Excited for next week. Spring training is gonna be super fun. Home Run Ranch is where we'll be at May 2nd. Yeah, May 2nd. Cookie Monsters will be there. Rooks will be there. Turtles will be there. Pork Chops will be there. DX. Cosby. Oh my goodness. I'm forgetting one more. Oh, Pastor Plastics. The team from Oklahoma. Fun. It's going to be fun. We'll most likely cover that on the next episode as well. But yeah. We're ready to wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching. It's always a pleasure. Cam, thank you for sacrificing your sleep schedule to record these. And yeah, I mean, we'll see y'all next week hopefully. Goodbye.